Look, I just don't know what I want right now. This might just piss you off. Well, figure it the f out or get the f out. Or maybe it just makes you really sad. Or maybe, just maybe, you're a sexy confidence fan and you know not to react with your emotions. So take a minute to watch this video so you can respond correctly. Hold on 1 second, I gotta run to the bathroom. Keep watching. Hey there, Adam Littleshade from sexyconfidence.com, where I help the 21st century woman create a love life that she absolutely freaking loves. And if you've ever been in one of these situations, you know that it can be really challenging and hard to know how to react. And sadly, sometimes when we're seeing someone, we know exactly what it is that we want, which is a relationship and commitment, whereas the other person is just being a little bit wishy-washy. And if this has happened to you, you've probably realized that reacting with your initial emotion rather than logic isn't going to get you the result that you want in the end. So let's start inserting that logic into the equation. Now, in my experience, there are typically 3 reasons why a guy might be on the fence as to what exactly he wants. And the way you would respond depends completely on why you think he's responding this way. So reason number 1 is that he's just being straight up manipulative. He knows what he wants, and it isn't you. He wants to have sex with you while having the option to do the same thing with many other women. He's being manipulative because he knows that he can slowly string you along by telling you that he's kind of figuring it out or that he needs more time, when in fact, it's been figured out from the very beginning. And the surest sign that he is using this as a manipulative tactic is that he's shown absolutely no interest in you beyond just the physical, beyond sex. He hasn't tried to spend time with you to get to know you as a friend as well as just a lover. If he's a manipulator, then the best thing to do is protect your heart and move the on. If he's acting like this right now, imagine what a guy like this will be like as a boyfriend. So end it. Now, reason number 2 is... No, sorry, Adam, we can't move on to number 2 until we really push this point into your mind. And that is that if a guy is truly manipulating you, get that sense that he really doesn't want anything else, you have to end it. And you gotta really end it. No late night hookups, no responding to his text when he wants to get laid. It's over. Seriously, get him the f out of your life so you can open your heart to a man who's not playing games. Set boundaries for what's acceptable and be amazed when that person ends up walking into your life. Thank you. Now you can move on. All right, well, thank you. Now, reason number 2 is that he's legitimately confused about his life and what he wants. He has something else in his life that's actually stopping him from jumping in head first. Maybe he wants you, but his ex keeps texting him and just completely playing with his head. Maybe he loves you, but he's moving across the country in 2 weeks and doesn't think that it makes sense. The surest sign that he's just actually legitimately confused is that when you're with him, it feels like there's a legitimate emotional connection, but when you're not, he seems to always be pulling back. The best thing to do is just to be open with him about what it is that you're noticing and see if you can get to the actual heart of the problem. This way, you'll at least have the information and understand why he's acting this way so you can act accordingly and see if it even makes sense to pursue the relationship any further. And reason number 3 is he's delaying the decision until he knows you better. Sometimes people just have different timings when it comes to relationships. For you, it might take you 3 weeks before you want to just dive head first. For him, it might take him 3 months before he really knows whether or not it's a fit. The surest sign that he's just delaying to see if you guys are actually a fit is if you haven't known each other for very long. Now, I remember about 5 years ago, I was seeing this woman for about 6 weeks or so, and things were going amazing so far, but she was really, really strong about commitment. She was, every time we were together, she was talking about relationships and that she really wanted a relationship. And quite frankly, I was at a point when, in my career, I was traveling a lot, I was lecturing across the country, I was on a plane at least 4 or 5 times a week, and at this point, we'd only seen each other like 5 times. So it really felt a little bit soon, and I certainly wasn't ready to commit at that point. And I just needed a little bit more time to figure out whether or not this type of relationship was gonna work with my lifestyle. But rather than trying to understand that and get to know my reasoning behind this, she took the point of like, it's either me or it's nothing. So it ended, and it ended up not working out. Now, for some of you watching this, you might say that she made the right decision because she's suddenly weeding me out and she can open herself up to meet other guys. But I would say that if she had just taken a little bit more time and just been a little bit more patient, then it could have worked out. Who knows? It really comes down to using your best common sense, and if you really haven't known someone for that long, there's no reason to necessarily push commitment. It's really only till you've known someone for 2, maybe 3 months when you can start really having those types of discussions. So let me ask you, have you ever been in a situation when a guy didn't really know what he wanted, but then it ultimately worked out? I'd love to hear your story in the comment below and join in this community. There's a great group of people who all share their stories, and I'd love to hear your comment and your story right there below. And also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to head on over to sexyconfidence.com to get on my email list, where you're gonna get amazing resources that are gonna help you not only attract men, but also get the right guy to commit to you and only you. So we'll put the link right there, anywhere on this page. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like on YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe on YouTube for more videos just like this every single Thursday. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you, you sexy lady, next Thursday. Bye-bye.